What? Is this like the second JCS channel or something? This is a fake JCS, right? It's his alt channel? Wait, for real? Dude, it's the incel one too.
Over the past decade, Western society has slowly awoken to the existence of the involuntary celibates, or as they're most commonly known, incels. It's an...
What? What? It is him. There's 2 videos, not 1. Is deleted Patreon content from the very old Patreon. Pretty sure it's not on the most recent Patreon. They had one before that.
Online subculture made up of mostly young men who define themselves as those who are unable to find a sexual partner despite the desire to have one. The psychology of these so-called incels is a conglomeration of aggrieved entitlement, learned helplessness, and self-victimization. They refuse to accept that women have the right to be choosy and selective about their partners, that unlike earlier eras, they now have the power to use their own preferences as a guide before...
We did see Alek Minassian, but we didn't see the JCS take on Alek Minassian. You know what I mean?
starting a relationship. An incel does not accept...
We might have reality shifted into JCS here. Oh, I fucking wrote my... I literally wrote the wrong thing, dude. Ah, fuck. I tweeted out saying new JCS just dropped, and then I wrote www.twitch.tv/HasanAbi. I got so excited. I got so excited about it that I literally wrote the wrong fucking name. HasanAbi.
This, and therefore does not accept rejection, nor the inevitable anguish that follows rejection. Instead, they turn those unwanted feelings into blame and hostility, seeing women as shallow and cruel as a result. Most of us have been rejected in our lives in one way or another, and it hurts. It can hurt like hell. Sometimes more than anything has hurt us before, but most of us can not only overcome this, but benefit and learn from it. The emotional durability and psychological insight that we can attain from said experiences are invaluable, yet they can only be acquired once we confront the initial adversity. An incel does not have the inner strength to do this. Their psychological resilience is too weak to withstand the initial blow, which is the reason they choose to deflect it altogether, and this gives the subculture the potential to be extremely dangerous. On April 23rd of 2018, at approximately 1:20 p.m., the city of Toronto witnessed the worst mass murder in its history, as 25-year-old Alek Minassian was seen on CCTV speeding down the sidewalks in a rental van, cutting down each and every soul in his deadly path. 10 people lost their lives. 16 others were severely maimed. His vehicle eventually came to a halt, at which point he was arrested at gunpoint. He was then brought to a Toronto police station and subjected to interrogation 9 hours later.
Ready for this room here? And you can just have a seat in the corner right over there, okay? Okay. Just have a seat right there, please.
We covered Alek Minassian. We did. But we didn't hear JCS's take on it.
Thanks very much.
No, we watched the interrogation, but not the JCS video.
Alek?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Doing good. How are you?
Good, good. Did you drink water?
Sure.
Thank you very much. Thanks so much. How you feeling?
I'm good.
You feeling okay? My name's Rob Thomas.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, how are you? How are you? You doing okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably had better days than this, I guess, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I am a little shaken, to be honest.
little shaken?
It's not like it's not my usual day, obviously.
These eerily literal and matter-of-fact responses will be continuous throughout this interrogation. You will not see a shred of remorse, nor a single attempt to mask the horror of what he had done just hours before. He is diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, yet comes across far more sinister than the average person with the condition. An unfortunate myth about the disorder is that diagnosed individuals have no emotions whatsoever, which is simply not the case. They can have a harder time identifying and fully expressing their emotions, yet most are able to do so to a certain degree. Being autistic doesn't mean you are at greater risk of evil deeds. If this character didn't have Asperger's, his moral compass would still be corrupt and would still be
Dude, I'm gonna shift to a reality where chatters actually have a brain. We never watched the JCS video on this. We watched this interrogation from another channel. Okay? Please shift to a reality where you all have processing capabilities to recognize that we never watched the JCS version of this interrogation, which focuses more on the autism of the person and how it impacts the interrogation, rather than the other one that just like basically played the interview.
void of empathy for the victims, but more able to fake empathy for his own self-preservation.
Yeah, no, I can appreciate that. Yeah. Alek. Mind if I call you Alek?
Yeah, sure.
What do your friends normally call you?
Alek.
Alek. Yeah. Alek, my name's Rob Thomas, so I want you to call me Rob from here on in, okay?
Okay.
Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay.
The reason for the detective's friendly disposition is self-explanatory. It will allow for the development of rapport, thus making the suspect more likely to open up to questioning. Yet one might wonder why further information is even needed at this point. After all, the evidence they already had on the suspect was conclusive. He was without question the culprit. Yet when a crime is so heinous and abnormal, an appeal for insanity is always a strong solicitation from a defense team. Yet if the detective can establish a motive, it can be used to refute it. And the more detailed and clear-cut the motive, the stronger the state's case will be against him, and establishing this motive will be the priority for the detective throughout this interrogation. It's just a case of building a strong enough connection with the suspect to allow him to divulge it. He needs to feel safe and trust the man he is speaking with.
Alek, I want you to understand something. I'm a senior detective with the Toronto Police. Do you understand what that means?
Yes.
Now, here's what I want to do, Alek. I want to talk to you, okay? We're going to spend a good deal of time together, okay? It's important that I talk to you, all right? I'm going to ask you questions, okay? I'm going to ask you questions about your background, your education, your relationships with your family and friends, work, travel. And I'm going to ask you questions about what happened today, okay? You don't have to answer those questions if you don't want. If you do decide to answer my questions, would you do me the favor and just speak from the heart, okay? And just be truthful, that's all I ask. Does that sound fair?
Yes.
Is that okay? Okay. Now, my understanding is...
Should we not watch this? I feel like there's too many fucking weirdos in here, like, crying about how they've already seen this interrogation. We didn't... I hate, like, having to repeat myself every fucking 3 minutes. I changed the title. Like, I don't know what else to do. Where people just keep saying, like, you know... We watched this interrogation from another channel. We never watched the JCS perspective on this interrogation. I would like to watch it, but it feels like there are a lot of fucking weirdos. Don't nuke the word watch.
Today,
plenty of people are saying watch it.
There was an incident, and you ultimately got arrested by a police officer. Do you remember that?
I do remember getting arrested.
Okay. Do you remember it was a uniformed police officer who arrested you? So in other words, he was a police officer in a uniform?
Yes, I remember he had a uniform.
Yeah, okay. And I know there was a bit of an altercation. We'll get into that. But basically, I just want to kind of cover off a few points before we get started. My understanding is that that incident, the time that you got arrested, you were on or near the area of Yonge Street earlier today. Is that right? And a police officer told you that you were going to be placed under arrest. And he placed you under arrest. Do you remember that?
I remember that.
Okay. Do you remember what he arrested you for?
I believe I may have been arrested for something similar to murder.
He carefully avoids defining his actions as murder, and the reasoning behind this will be revealed later on.
Okay. I believe it was originally you were arrested for attempted murder, and subsequent to that, the officer placed you in handcuffs. Is that right?
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, now I remember that.
Do you remember the officer reading you that?
To be honest, I encountered various police officers. I don't remember which one read me that.
Okay, all right. But nevertheless, you were read. We call that caution. You were read that caution.
Yes, actually, now that you mention the word caution, I do remember hearing the words primary caution and secondary caution.
Okay, great. Okay, that's interesting because not a lot of people can remember those words. Okay, so that's what I read you was what we refer to as a primary caution. Now, in addition to that, I just want to clarify one more thing. Did you speak to the police and tell them what happened today?
Sorry, I'm just need a minute to think about that. Are you asking if I in any way confessed?
Well, I'm asking if yes, if you confessed or if you made a statement at all to any other police officer.
I never made any significant statement about any events that occurred before I was arrested.
Great. Okay, so if you did have any conversation with any police officer prior to being brought into this room, all right, and that includes making a statement or a confession, okay, I want you to ignore what you've said, okay, and I don't want you to refer back to that conversation, okay, and what I mean by referring back, I don't want you to tell me about any conversations you've had with any other police officers, okay? What I'd like to do is start fresh. We call this a clean slate.
Okay.
So from here on in, okay, I want this to be a fresh start.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
The investigator goes through each sequence of events from the suspect's arrest to his arrival at the police station, as well as each of the charges laid against him. This is essentially making sure the suspect is fit to be interrogated, and further establishing that he understands his level of jeopardy. All of these steps are emphasized when the suspect has any type of developmental disorder or psychiatric impairment. The investigator needs to remove any slight possibility that a defense team could use to argue unjust or improper practice.
My understanding is you were taken to the cell area?
Yes.
Okay, and you were placed in a cell. And my understanding is that cell has a bathroom. It has a toilet.
Yes.
It has a toilet and a sink.
Yes.
And then following that, now there were a couple of other events that are important. One was, my understanding is you were given an opportunity to speak to a lawyer.
Yes.
Okay. And you indicated to the officers that you didn't have a lawyer.
Correct.
And that you didn't know who to call.
Correct.
And so the officers offered you an opportunity to speak to duty counsel, which is that free legal service that I talked about.
Correct.
Okay. And my understanding is you spoke to duty counsel.
Correct.
Okay. And you did that in private, is that right?
Correct.
In other words, there wasn't anybody listening to your conversation?
Correct.
Okay. Now, I don't want you to tell me what the lawyer said, but did you understand what the lawyer was telling you?
Yes.
Okay. Are you satisfied with the information that he told you?
Yes.
Okay. So my understanding is, as the night progressed and as we were learning more information, it came to our attention that 7 people have died. Sorry, 9 people have died. I apologize. As a result of an incident that occurred on Yonge Street. And so subsequent to that, my understanding is the officers came down and they spoke to you to advise you that the charges would be upgraded to 9 counts of first-degree murder. Do you understand what first-degree murder is?
It's a premeditated murder and completely intentional and considered to be what's known as in cold blood.
Well, yeah, that's a fairly precise way of describing it. What we call it premeditated. It means premeditated. You understand what premeditated means?
Yes, it would mean that someone planned for that murder in advance.
Right, planning and deliberation. In other words, if somebody committed first-degree murder, they would have took the time out to think about what they were going to do, sit down and deliberate over the plan. So in other words, they were going to sit down and go over the details of the plan, figure out what it is they were going to do, how they were going to execute the plan, and so on and so forth to commit a murder. Planned and deliberate. That's what it means. So there's a lot of thought and energy that goes into planning to kill somebody. That's what first-degree murder is. You're going to be charged with 10 counts of first-degree murder, okay, as well as 15 counts of attempted murder. I've read you your rights to counsel, your caution, secondary caution, and so forth. Do you wish to speak to a lawyer? The choice is yours.
Yes, I will speak to a lawyer.
You want to speak to a lawyer?
Yes, please.
In Canada, the technique used is not caring about whether or not the lawyer has been asked for. Here you will see this investigator exercise that.
Okay. Did you have a lawyer, or did you want to speak to duty counsel?
I'd like to speak to duty counsel, please.
Okay, no problem. So can you just hold on? Can you sit tight for 1 second? I'm just going to exit the room here for 1 minute. So, before we go any further, just tell me what happened from the time we left this room until the time we came back. What took place?
My lawyer told me not to answer.
Okay.
Due process was given to the suspect upon the request of legal counsel,
I was wrong.
and as expected,
We didn't know any of this, and the other video didn't show any of this shit.
was advised to remain silent. Yet this doesn't mean authorities are legally obligated to stop the questioning process once the suspect is briefed. Although the suspect has been advised to remain silent, Detective Thomas will have lost no confidence with regard to the primary objective.
I understand that, okay, and I'm glad you told me that. You know why? Because that tells me you understand what your rights are, okay? But you need to understand something, okay? We, the police, have a job to do, okay? And that job includes collecting evidence, speaking to people, trying to understand and uncover what's happened, what took place, and asking questions. And we're obligated to sit down and speak to people like yourself who are in this position and ask you questions, all right? Your lawyer's right, you don't have to answer any questions, okay? But you need to understand something, Alek, okay? I still have to ask you questions, okay? And I'm going to ask you questions, all right? And I'm going to talk, okay? And it's not, I'm not doing that to make you feel intimidated or to make you scared or to say things that you don't want to hear, okay? But the bottom line is we have a very difficult job to do, okay?
Bro, this is literally the best cop in Canada. I had no idea. He was being almost compassionate in the way that he's dealing with the person. It's not Jim Smith. Like he's like over explaining all this stuff.
And this is a very, very important matter that we're dealing with here today. All right. So I'm going to ask you questions. If you don't want to answer them, you can tell me you don't want to answer them, or you don't have to say anything at all. I totally understand that. But as long as we can still maintain that respect that we talked about at the beginning, is that cool?
Yes.
Is that cool? You're not going to offend me, okay? You're not going to make me upset or insult me if you say, Rob, I don't want to answer that question. Okay?
The detective recounts the events that occurred from the time they last left the room to the time they returned.
If I'm not mistaken, the officers fed you, is that right?
Yes.
Downstairs in the cells?
Yes.
What did they feed you?
He then poses the first open-ended question, a question that cannot be answered with a yes or no response.
Sandwich and juice.
A sandwich and a juice, okay.
This may seem inconsequential, yet it's a fairly significant breakthrough. The suspect has already unintentionally gone against his lawyer's advice, which would have been to only respond with yes, no, or I don't wish to answer, and only to questions not related to the crime. If he is capable of making a slip-up this early on, it lets the detective know he will be likely to make a more serious error later on when he encounters more incriminating questions. The strategy will now focus on the development of rapport, while slowly and subtly shifting the dialogue from trivial matters to the actual circumstances related to the crime.
When was that?
I didn't have access to the time at the time I was fed.
Okay. Are you hungry?
No.
Okay. Did you have anything else to eat today?
I ate before I was arrested.
Okay. And what time was that?
Oh, good. He was doing it on a
I
full
don't
belly.
recall.
Okay. Do you remember what you ate?
I don't recall.
Okay. All right. If you're hungry at all, at any point in time, you just let me know. Okay? If you need to borrow the washroom, you just let me know. Okay? I'm going to leave that up to you to tell me. Okay? Because I'm not going to know if you're hungry or not. I'm not going to know if you need to go to the washroom. So I'm going to rely on you to tell me that. Is that cool?
Yes.
All right. How much sleep did you have last night?
About 8 hours.
About 8 hours. And how did you sleep?
I slept well.
You slept well. And where did you sleep? Was it your home?
I do not wish to answer that.
Okay, all right. Nevertheless, you slept well. Okay. I want to ask you something, Alek, and this is important. Are you on any kind of medication right now?
No.
Okay. So do you take any? What I mean by medication? Do you take anything prescribed for any physical injuries or ailments of any type?
I don't wish to answer that.
Okay. What about medication for psychological issues?
I don't wish to answer that.
Okay. Alek, can I ask you this?
My man's like, that's a HIPAA violation.
Because it's important. And I'm saying this because I think I know the answer. But am I wrong to understand that in high school you were identified as someone with special needs?
I don't wish to answer that.
Okay. How are things at home?
Good.
With you and your family?
Yes.
Are you close to your mom and dad?
Yes.
Yeah. And what about your relationship with your brother?
It's good.
I understand you were born in Canada.
Yes.
Yeah, and your parents immigrated to Canada some time ago, and they're originally from Iraq. Is that right?
I do not wish to confirm or deny that.
Okay. All right. Okay. I just say that because we've spoken to your dad, and he's worried about you. I'll tell you that. Okay.
The investigator evokes the sentimental thought of the suspect's father being worried about him. It's designed to conjure an emotional feeling in his mind.
And I ask you these questions, and I'm not trying to intimidate. I'm not trying to scare you. Okay.
The emotional conception of his father's concern is then interlinked with the immediate questioning
He's Armenian.
process taking place. There was no given
By way of Iraq, maybe?
explanation of any resemblance or connection between the two elements, yet the intimate thought of his father has now been subjectively merged with the detective. It's a subliminal and also very subtle attempt to build trust. A simple way of putting it would be that the investigator is trying to develop a father-figure connection with the suspect, and then use the assurance of a father figure to extract information. You also start to see the detective use terminology and parlance associated with parenthood.
The reason why I ask these questions is because it's important that I get to know you better. All right? We just met for the very first time, and you don't know me. Am I right?
Correct.
Right. And I've never met you before, but I do know a great deal about you, and it's important I get to know you better. And the reason why I say that is because this is an important issue that brings you here today, okay? It's very serious. And I think I would be neglectful if I didn't at least try and understand who you are. That's all I'm trying to do. Do you understand?
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Do you feel
Literally the worst part of being a Twitch streamer. That. Isn't 4:30 a strange time to be eating? Are you having lunch or dinner? What's it to you, motherfucker? Like, why do you care? It's when I break my fast. Why do you care, you fucking psycho? Trying to backseat my fucking eating habits?
intimidated right now? Are you scared or anything like that?
I'm down.
No.
Okay. Will you let me know if that ever happens?
I will let you know.
Okay, all right. My understanding is you were in a special needs class in high school. Okay. In my conversation with you, in my experience with people with special needs, because I've been doing this a long time, and I have actually family members who have special needs because of a variety of different reasons. I can recognize people who have special needs, and so the reason why I'm saying that is because I want to make sure you understand what I'm saying. Okay. I don't want to be saying something that is going to confuse you or make you feel uncomfortable or make you feel scared. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Are you in any kind of relationship right now with an intimate partner? I mean, do you have a girlfriend or a?
I do not wish to answer that.
No. Okay. All right.
Nope. As we will find out shortly. That kind of was at the heart of his mania.
What about friends? Do you have a group of friends that you typically hang around with?
I do not wish to answer that.
Am I to understand that you've had some military? Am I to understand that you've had some military experience in the past?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Was it in Canada? I'm assuming?
Yes.
Yeah. And my dad was in the military. Did you have a particular skill that you wanted to develop, or was it just?
I was interested in learning how to use weapons.
Beautiful. Okay.
Specifically large guns. Unfortunately, I never made it far enough in my basic training to use guns, so I don't know what type of guns the military uses.
Oh, okay. Do you find yourself playing?
Good.
Do you play a lot of video games? A guy like you, 25 years old, imagine you're.
Yeah, I actually like playing video games, especially the violent ones.
The violent ones, yeah.
I just like to let out all my urges into the TV screen.
That's why they're there, right? So as far as being a gamer, how would you classify yourself? Are you like a
I would
big gamer?
classify myself as a hardcore gamer.
Hardcore gamer. So in terms of hours spent during the day playing video games, how often would you? How many hours would you spend?
I would say an average of 5 hours per day.
My understanding is you're living at home. You don't.
A more experienced detective in the knowledge, that has knowledge over the gaming space, would ask him the follow-up question. How many times do you say gamer words throughout the day? This, of course, is the best way to determine how hardcore of a gamer someone is.
Live on your own. Am I right?
I don't wish to answer that.
Okay. But you have a good relationship with your mom and dad.
Yes.
Yeah. And has your relationship always been good with your mom and dad?
Yes.
Okay. And have they been supportive and loving throughout your life?
Yes.
And were there any difficulties in your life growing up with your mom and dad?
No.
No. What about with school? Were there difficulties with school growing up?
No.
No. And so when I talk about that, I'm talking about like the school curriculum. Going to school, learning, and completing your assignments and things like that. Were there any issues?
No.
Okay. What about the students?
No, I never had any issues.
Never had any issue with any of the students or anything like that? No. and I say this because
I don't believe this.
sometimes these things are important. Were you, how were you treated by the other students?
I was treated well.
You treated well, okay. Did you have any difficulties with any particular group of students?
No.
No. What about?
Bro, he has a thick accent. He's a special needs student. There is 0% chance that he was not having issues with other classmates. Like, no shot.
Difficulties with girls in particular?
No.
No difficulties with girls at all?
No.
No, not at all. How do you feel
Okay.
about girls in general?
I'm attracted to them.
Oh, you are? Okay. So you're heterosexual?
Yes.
Would it be fair to say that? Okay, that's important. Have you ever had a relationship with a female?
I don't wish to answer that.
Okay, all right. In terms of
Bro, I had no idea this interview started off like this.
females, I mean females and women, because you're 25, you're a young man, right? We'll call them women. In terms of your
They
feelings
femoid.
towards women in general, how would you describe that?
I would say that sometimes I am a bit upset that they choose to date obnoxious men instead of gentlemen.
Yeah. So my understanding is you have some problems with women who date obnoxious men. Right?
Yes.
And these guys, I'm thinking you're talking about the fellows who are loud, arrogant, generally outgoing, and
A gentleman like him, dude. He's gonna be like, yes, Chad's kind of like you. You know, big square jaw, nice suit, big alpha male energy.
popular with girls.
Yes.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay. And you have a problem with the women that date these fellas.
Yes.
Why is it that you have a problem with the women?
Because I feel that it's illogical to be dating such men when they could be dating gentlemen instead.
Right. That makes sense. I mean, and I've seen that because I've grown up. And I'll tell you one of the issues that I had as a kid growing up, because I was, this is going to say, you might not believe me, but I wasn't a very big kid growing up. I was actually very, very small. And it took me a long time to grow. And so as a result, I was kind of ostracized. You know what I mean by ostracized? I was kind of
Cast aside.
Cast aside, yeah. And or I left out, like I wouldn't get picked for teams, or anything like that. I was always kind of the last guy. You ever see those television shows where all the kids are lined up and they're getting picked for the teams, and there's always one guy left.
I feel like this is what happens when people are like, no, their feelings are valid. Like, let him feel this way. Incels violently do that in their own circles. It's not. That motherfucker thinks he's valid. He's not.
Left out at the end.
Yeah.
That was me. I was that guy. And I was never very popular with girls in school. And that kind of actually went on through to early part of my adulthood, until I started getting taller and maturing, right? But I understand exactly what you meant, because I was, as a kid growing up, I was I was like any other kid, any other young man, right? You would look at attractive girls, and I knew I was probably just as smart, if not smarter, than some of the clowns they were dating. But because for whatever reason I didn't have what it took, they wouldn't date me, because I think because I was short, they wouldn't date me, and they'd end up dating the tall jocks and the other the good-looking fellows. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah. Then you kind of resent these girls, right?
Yeah.
Because
Okay, this detective is really fucking good. Like, he's just like, I'm a manlet. I'm a short cell. I feel you, brother. Let's talk about it. These fucking femoids. They're ridiculous.
As that's kind of a superficial way of deciding, who it is
Because
you're going to
height is an unfair. You can't control your height.
This is the first time the suspect added his own input to a topic without being asked a question first. It's a sign that he is beginning to develop trust, and the investigator now maintains this development by focusing on the detail that made him open up.
Right, exactly. Right. What other things can't you control?
You can't control your looks either.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good point. Although you're not a bad-looking guy.
Thank you.
No, you are. You're a good-looking guy. You keep yourself well, and you're good. You're fit. You're tall. Yeah. What other things can't you control?
Hair. Say hair.
I'm unaware. I'm not aware of anything else you can't
Say he's bald.
control.
What about like physical disabilities? Right. Obviously, if you
Has incel lore accelerated and advanced since this video came out? What the fuck's wrong with my voice? Oh my god. What the fuck? Has incel lore advanced since then? Because I could think of so many different things. I could point to so many different things like that you have no accountability for, like you can't change it all. Penis size, wrist size, skull shape, being neurodivergent. Like there's so many other things that people become incels over. You know what I mean? There's a lot of incels that believe all this other shit. Even skin color.
were blind, or
Unfortunately, you can't control that.
Yeah, you can't control that. That's what I mean. So these are things you can't control, or other disabilities. If you're mentally handicapped, or if you have an amputee, or there's other things. And so does that, would you include that in those issues that you can't control?
Yes.
And so how long have you had this this feeling towards women who are attracted to this particular type of guy?
Ever since I started college.
Ever since you started college, okay. Was it something that occurred as a result of a single incident? Like, was there one particular moment in your life where it sort of struck home this was a problem, or was it just
A broad outline of a motive has essentially been identified for the crime, and the detective is now trying to zero in on particulars. The more detail he can get from the suspect about his established motive, the more incriminating it will be in a court of law.
On Halloween of 2013, I was attending a house party, and I walked in and attempted to socialize with some girls. However, they all laughed at me and held the arms of the big guys instead.
Really?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of rude. And how did that make you feel?
I felt very angry.
Anger and resentment, the underlying causes for revenge. The reason the legally insane are given leniency is because they are deemed incapable of these complex and multi-layered emotions, thus incapable of acting with evil intent. Their criminal infractions will have no reason or purpose. Yet the suspect has now admitted to quenching the hostility he felt from rejection by inflicting pain and suffering on others.
That they would, because I considered myself a supreme gentleman, I was angry that they would give their love and affection to obnoxious brutes.
Really. And so it was at that particular moment, and that was sort of the defining moment that made you think that, this is wrong, and these people are
Yes.
are unfair.
Chatters who debate on Reddit and debate lords in general, you will think that you're really popping off in a conversation sometimes when you feel like you're in the pocket and you got the best takes and you feel as though everyone is bowing to your intellectual superiority. This is what you sound like in real life to the outside world. Everyone that is looking at you from the outside world think that that is what you sound like. I was a supreme gentleman. These ladies would not bow before my intellectual superiority. Like, think about how confident he is here when he's talking about how smart he is, or how much of a gentleman he is, how much of a better fit he would be as a partner. From the outside, we know how fucking silly that person sounds. That's what you sound like when you engage in Reddit debates and stuff like that.
Fairly treating you in the way that they were.
Yes.
Yeah. And that makes sense. I appreciate you telling me that. That says a lot. And so from that point on, what did you start doing?
I started thinking that it's unfair that certain guys will not get any love and affection from girls.
This is why the word incel is so heavily associated with entitlement. If you're a normal human being, you might feel lonely when you're not getting love and affection, but not enraged. If you think you are entitled to love and affection, when you don't get it, anger and resentment will likely arise.
Okay. And what do you mean by certain guys?
Such as me, that are very nice and act gentlemanly.
Right. Are there other guys? Did you find other guys are in the same?
I know of several other guys over the internet who feel the same way, but I know they are. I would consider them too cowardly to act on their anger.
Oh, okay. And so on the internet, what are you talking about in terms of?
Specifically, certain boards on 4chan.
Oh, okay. 4chan. I'm familiar with 4chan. Right. So 4chan is a website, and within 4chan there are these messaging boards.
Yes.
And they're individual boards specific to like-minded people.
Yes.
So when did you first start going on to 4chan?
Since 2014.
Oh, okay. All right. And how did you learn about 4chan?
I was informed about it by a friend at college.
Oh, okay. All right. And was he on it as well? Or?
Yes.
Okay. What's his name?
I don't wish to answer.
Okay, I understand. What's the general the topic within these message boards?
Well, on B, or random, the general topic is random. It's literally any random topic.
Mm-hmm.
On R9K, they call us space robots.
Okay.
The topic is usually frustrations at an inability to lose one's virginity, specifically for young males.
Okay.
Poll, which is politically incorrect,
Mm-hmm.
is the general topic is basically political discussions with an alt-right bias.
Political discussions with an alt-right, so you're ultra-conservative, or you're
Yes.
like in the American definition you'd be ultra-Republican.
Yes.
Okay, so what would your political views be?
Kind of funny that when Canada is discussing about politics, they're still forced to use our terminology. Don't you know?
Be in the alt-right message board.
I actually don't have any political views. I only the only reason I have talked with them was just because I enjoyed their style of conversation.
Okay, and what was the style of conversation?
It was very blunt and honest.
So what would it be? What would it typically focus around, or what would the typical conversations contain?
Red pill truths about why women choose to date obnoxious
Jesus fucking Christ.
men.
Date the Chads.
Yeah.
The Chads of this world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, the Stacy's going for the Chads.
Exactly. The Stacys are the dizzy dumb girls dating the goofy jocks.
Yeah.
Right. So you call them Stacys and Chads.
Yeah.
I've heard that term before. I've done a little bit of reading, and I know a little bit about involuntary
Celibacy.
Celibacy, right? So being celibate, involuntarily
Yes.
celibate. What does that mean?
That means celibacy means someone who never has a sexual intercourse.
Right.
Involuntary celibacy means this wasn't your choice.
I see.
Essentially have been thrown into true forced loneliness, and you're unable to lose your virginity.
Right.
This is especially painful for young males.
When did you first, sorry, you mentioned this and I forgot. When did you first go on to 4chan?
2014.
2014, and specifically when in 2014?
May 23, 2014.
How were you able to remember that?
Because I remember that was a very significant day.
Okay, what was that?
That was when Elliot Rodger decided to essentially commit an uprising, a beta uprising, if you will,
right,
against the Chads and the Stacys.
Okay, and that was in the United States?
Yes.
Bro, he laughed, dude. Like, even though he's talking to a mass murderer, he left. Do you want to know why? Because what he's saying is so fucking psychotic and so laughable that any fully developed adult that hears another adult utter such words is of course going to laugh at it. They have to. Because that's how fucking stupid it is.
So explain to me this movement.
My man said a beta uprising, dude.
It's basically a movement of angry incels, such as myself, who are unable to get laid. Therefore, we want to overthrow the Chads, which would force the Stacys to be forced to reproduce with the incels.
Right, okay. When you say incels,
involuntary.
By the way, that's part of the reason why incels are like so into tradcath lifestyles, because they believe that if we were to go back to traditional lifestyles, then women would be forced to have sex with them. Like back in the day, incels would get laid. You know what I mean? That's real. That's the reason why incels are always so hyper. Like that's part of the reason why they also find themselves in right-wing circles and believing in right-wing shit. That's part of the reason why they want to be Nazis and stuff, which is ironic because like there's still going to be, even if you had a white ethno state, like you're still gonna have 60-second ads at the top of the hour. And in order to avoid said ads in the white ethno state at the 60-second ads at the top of the hour, you need to subscribe. You can do it for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime, but you know, it's still coming. Right? You can use a VPN or an ad block, but it's still coming. I'm gonna come, said the 60-second ad at the top of the hour. Here's the outbreak now. No, but what I was saying is, even in a white ethno state, like there's still going to be the 2080 like Pareto principle. It's just going to be like the white Chads fucking all the white Stacys. And you're still going to be a fucking loser.
Celibate.
So that's just a short form for fellas who
can't get laid.
Can't have sex, right? Okay. And what happened in the Elliot Rodgers uprising? What did he do?
I know he used a gun as well as a vehicle to convert the life status of certain individuals to death status.
Right.
Only to
like he got too comfortable, okay? Like he got way too comfortable with this guy. Now he's just saying the most unhinged shit. Oh, the life status to the death status.
carry the message that incels can't be oppressed.
Right. So it was an act of rebellion.
Yes.
And it was out of frustration and anger.
You could call it an incel rebellion.
Incel rebellion, exactly. Right. Yeah. Okay. So what did you discuss with these guys?
We discussed our frustrations at society and being unable to get laid, and we were plotting a certain timed strikes on society in order to confuse and shake the foundations, just to put all the normies in a state of panic.
Okay, and who would be a normie?
Normie means normal people. That would be anyone who is considered to be normal by the unfair standards of society.
But not the Chads or Stacys.
Chads and Stacys are actually above normies, or at least they think they're above normies.
Yeah. Okay, all right. So is it fair to say you've got Chads and Stacys up here, normies down here, and then you've got celebs who believe that they are being repressed? Incels, sorry.
Yes.
Incels who believe they're being suppressed or repressed.
My man says celebs.
And so as a result, to even the playing field.
Yes.
They convert the Stacys and Chads from living to dead, and to
so
make
that we come out on top.
Yeah, more than so. Is there so the targets? Who would the targets for this uprising be?
All of the alpha males.
All the alpha males. So the Chads.
Yes.
So those are the people that you want to kill.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And who else?
Any of the Stacys who do not wish to give their love and affection to the incels.
So they're a target as well.
Yes.
To be killed.
Yes.
Okay. And what about the normies? Normies.
Yes, we don't necessarily wish.
He's just like leaking everything, dude. And as one chatter also pointed out correctly, that he's just excited that he's talking to a human being who knows a little bit about this stuff, who seems interested. He's literally never had this before. Like, every time he talks to his mom and dad about this shit, they probably are like, Alek, what are you doing? Stop saying these crazy things, I swear. I'm going to hit you with the sheep. Alek! So now he's like, for the first time in his life, he has like another adult who's not immediately related to him, who seems to be feigning interest. And that is unique.
To kill the normies, but we do wish to subjugate them in order to make them understand that that our type is the more superior one.
Right. So when you say subjugate, what do you mean by that?
Meaning either imprison them or put them in a lower position in society.
Okay.
So that they acknowledge the incels or the Pepe the Frog types as the more superior ones.
So you're saying things that I'm not familiar with.
So, anytime you reference this sort of stuff without immediately like using the sandwich method of being like, I'm about to say some cringe shit, this stuff, and then that shit was really cringe, you are automatically committing a war crime. This is the Agent Orange of cringe, okay? You have to sandwich whatever he's describing with many apologies, perhaps even a trigger warning, and also many mentions that like what you were about to say is nuclear levels of cringe. And then once you wrap up explaining it, you then have to go back and be like, what I just explained to you was terrible and psychotic. I would rather die than sound like this person when describing these things.
Sorry. What's up, Pepe?
He's a mascot on 4chan.
He's a mascot?
Yes.
Oh, mascot on 4chan.
Yes. I was using a metaphor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's actually worshipped quite frequently.
Oh, okay. Who did you have conversation with first? Let me ask you that.
Elliot.
So how did you learn of Elliot?
Because we private messaged each other on Reddit.
Yep.
After I saw one of his posts, and we just talked about each other, got to know each other. And
this is a lie, right? Like, he didn't actually meet Elliot Rogers on Reddit.
we found each other very interesting. We both had the same frustrations at society,
Right.
despite being separated by distance so far apart.
Right. Did you ever visit him?
No, but I wish I could have.
Yeah. Did he ever come and visit you?
No, but I wish he did.
Yeah. When specifically did you first contact or have contact with Elliot?
January of 2014.
2014. And when did you stop having communication with him?
As soon as he was deceased.
Okay. So his act, I know, took place in 2014, but I wasn't aware of the exact day. What day was it?
May 23, 2014.
May 23rd. Yeah, you said that. So when did you last speak to him?
May 20.
May 20th. And so what did he tell you?
He told me that he has to go. He is on a very important mission,
Mm-hmm.
and he might not make it back alive.
And so what did you say to him?
I kind of had an idea in my head of what he was planning, but I didn't want to think it was true at the time. So I replied and said, I wish you good luck with that.
Right on. Okay. And so you last speak to him on March 20th.
May 20th.
May 20th. I'm sorry, May 20th, 2014.
Yes.
He commits his acts on the 23rd of May.
Yes.
And when did you learn that what he had done?
I saw it on the news later that night.
Later on the 23rd.
Yes.
Okay. And what did you think?
The reason why I don't believe he actually met Elliot Rogers or like on the internet and he's just like lying here is because he joined 4chan after the day of the Elliot Rogers Supreme Gentleman like murders. I know he said he met him on Reddit, but how the fuck was he not on 4chan before that?
I thought that I came to the understanding that this is the mission that he had to carry out.
Okay. All right. And anything else?
I felt kind of proud of him for his acts of bravery.
Okay. All right. And what about how you started to change your thinking? Was any of that going on?
I was starting to feel radicalized at that time.
You were. Okay. And when you say radicalized, what do you mean by that?
Meaning I felt it was time to take action and not just sit on the sidelines and to just fester in my own sadness.
Right on. Okay. So what takes place next? As part of this growing radicalization?
To be honest, the planning didn't occur until about a month ago. Most of it was actually just thinking and daydreaming.
Okay, all right. So the thinking and daydreaming, when did that start?
That started about a month after the rebellion in May of 2014.
Okay, so
I mean, so in June I started thinking about this stuff.
And then that continued right up till about a month ago?
Yes, which is when I booked the van with the rider in order to use as a tool for rebellion.
Okay, all right. So take me through that process. What was going through your mind, and what were you thinking when you were doing all of this? What was going on?
I was thinking that it was a time that I stood up to the Chads and Stacys.
Okay. And then, so what happened? So tell me what takes place.
So I booked the van.
Yep.
And then I just simply wait until today.
Yep.
And then I go rent the van, and then I drive it, take it downtown to Toronto.
Okay.
And I just start using it as a weapon.
Okay, all right. And so when you say that, what do you mean by that?
Meaning the vehicle collided with several pedestrians, some of who are no longer alive as a result.
Right, okay. Can I ask, why were you looking specifically for a truck?
Because it would be large enough to inflict severe damage.
Okay, that makes sense. And in this thinking, what were you thinking specifically?
About how how the foundations of the world would be shooken by this event.
Okay. And when you say that, what do you mean by the foundations of this world?
Meaning that I was fairly confident that others would be inspired to repeat the same actions as me, in basically just to overthrow society.
Okay. Now, what are you thinking while you're in the van?
I'm thinking that this is it. This is the day of retribution.
Okay. And anything else in your mind?
Just that. That's
Okay.
that's the only thing that's in my mind. It's just burning in my mind.
Burning in your mind.
Yeah. I'm thinking that this is it. I see all these people. It's time to go for it.
Time to go for it. And what do?
I floor the pedal.
Yeah.
I speed the van towards them, and I allow the van to collide with them.
Okay. And then what happens?
Some people get knocked out of the way. Some people roll over the top of the van.
This man's lawyer must hate him. I think at that point, the lawyer is probably like, honestly, it's best that this motherfucker is going to jail, and like, I'm just doing my legal duty. I'm just signing paperwork at that point. Especially because it strikes me as the type of dude, like with Elliot Rodgers, he wanted notoriety.
Okay. And then what happens?
I continue doing that until...
This is my client, bro. He's going to jail.
In fact, actually, to be honest, the only reason I stopped my attack was because someone's drink got splashed on my windshield, and I was worried that I would crash the van anyway, so I decided, okay, now I wanted to do more, but I've kind of been foiled by a lack of visibility. So then that's when I turned right, and I saw the cops approaching, so I decided to pull over and get out of my van.
Okay.
His analytical and strategic preparation for the attack, and the attentive precautions he took for each step, shows an individual with a visibly corrupt, yet undeniably balanced mind. He is not insane, and what the detective has got him to divulge in the last hour of this interrogation will prove that in a court of law.
I see a patrol car pull over, and I hear the cops screaming at me to get out, so I get out, and I point my wallet at the cop with the intent for it to be confused with a gun so that I could be fatally shot.
Okay. And was that something you were thinking about?
Yes.
I know. What I'm saying
Even
is,
even beforehand, I premeditated as an attempted suicide by cop.
you wanted to be killed by the police.
Yes.
Okay.
Suicidal tendencies are by no means enough to prove insanity on their own, but they can be used to argue detachment from oneself. If a defense team can prove that the defendant's self-interests were of no concern to himself, they can also lessen the perception of wickedness with relation.
This guy had more suicidal ideation than the other Canada cop that we saw that was double vested up when he went on to murder that other cop. Like, he literally did pull his wallet out, make it seem like it was a gun to try and get shot. Forgetting, I guess, that he was in fucking Canada. You know what I mean?
To the lack of concern that he had for others. The detective will now attempt to garner information that the suspect, in reality, did not intend to die that day.
Can I ask why you decided to equip yourself with a wallet and not something else?
I was worried. I was thinking about purchasing a toy gun,
Right.
but I was kind of paranoid that for whatever reason, the rental company would ask to see my pockets or any bag if I chose to bring that, so I decided to go as stealthy as possible.
Imagine thinking, like, rental companies are gonna be like, we need to look at your bag. Like, we need to check your bag. In order to use our car, we need to check. I mean, luckily, he was too stupid, but...
So no one suspects anything.
Okay, all right.
The prosecution during his trial will most likely argue that he could have picked up the van first and then retrieved a toy gun afterwards.
Nevertheless, you get out of the van, the officer It, correct me if I'm wrong, because I want to make sure I get this right. You get out of the van because the officer orders you out?
Yes.
Okay.
He was ordered out of the van at gunpoint. Had he hit the gas at that moment, he would have most likely been shot, and the prosecution can argue that he was in fear of that happening, which is why he complied with the orders.
And you want to die by suicide by police, so you point your wallet at him?
Yes.
Okay, and do you say anything to the officer?
I actually told him that I had a gun in my pocket, which was untrue.
Right.
Then twice I stuck my left hand in my pocket and attempted to do this just to provoke a reaction.
Okay.
He unfortunately he didn't react.
Right.
So then I ended up being ordered to the ground. So I knew at that point he's not going to shoot me. So I've lost. So I had no choice but to just get on the ground.
Okay, so just walk me through this step by step, because I'm a little confused. So you get out of the van, so you turn right, you can't see, you hear the police, you know they're coming, you see the police officer approach, you stop your vehicle, you realize this is the end. He orders you out, you get out of the van.
Yes.
Now your plan was to die by suicide by cop. So you said you reached into your pocket twice.
Well, actually, originally I the entire time I was holding my wallet with my right hand, but then when I saw that wasn't working, I reached into my pocket with my left hand and quickly pulled it out and formed my hand into the shape of a gun like this.
Okay.
With the hope that he would panic and shoot me. That, of course, did.
This is like the most idiotic and pathetic thing too. Oh yeah, look at my finger gone. Pew pew.
Didn't happen.
This entire incident was captured on video.
I don't think there's any blood here, so. This motherfucker's crazy for filming this.
These were the two motions that the suspect alleged were for the purpose of provoking a lethal response. They seem convincing, yet notice where the cop was looking and where his gun was pointed at that moment. Eyes looking to the right, away from the suspect, and weapon pointed towards the ground. The assailant most likely knew he wasn't going to be shot. The police officer was on his own, and was incredibly brave to initially confront the suspect without backup. Yet
Wait, what the fuck? Bro, the cop literally... Wait, hold on. The cop literally didn't know, dude. It's just Canada. I swear to God.
This moment, he's assessed the threat and recognized there is no need to use deadly force. He wouldn't have taken his eyes off the attacker for even 1 second otherwise. This is further established by the fact that he takes his time to turn off the siren to try and de-escalate the situation. The police officer holsters his pistol and takes out his baton to avoid the use of unnecessary lethal force.
Dude, oh my God, dude. American cops are fucking psychos, dude. Can you imagine? Can you imagine this happening? First of all, like a universe in which a cop is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna de-escalate the situation after this guy killed 10 people. Like, that's crazy, man. He's just like calmly walking. First of all, the moment he starts walking over to him, it's over. He's gonna fucking unload.
Force. As soon as he takes his advancing first step, the assailant immediately gives up. The assailant, who had just purposely inflicted an untold amount of pain and...
How was he not beating his ass? It's wild. There's no ass beating occurring here. No
and
shots
suffering
fired.
on so many lives, surrendered at the very first sign that he himself was to encounter any sort of physical discomfort.
And so, realizing that the officer wasn't going to shoot you, what did you do at that point?
I realized I had no choice but to get on the ground because I was probably going to be tackled anyways or tased, and if I'm going to live, I'd rather not encounter a physically painful experience, so I decided I have no choice but to admit defeat at that point.
Right, okay. And so when you say admit defeat, what did you do?
I got on the ground.
Okay. That's quite an experience.
I'm shifting to a reality where cops behave this way.
That is quite a...
Not the usual everyday experience.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Did I miss anything?
I believe that's everything.
Alek, I thank you for talking to me. I really do. I really do. I really appreciate that. You've given me some insight. And
I appreciate it too.
Damn, bro, what are you gonna kiss him?
How you feeling right now?
I'm feeling good.
Okay.
Alek Minassian's trial date is set for February 3rd, 2020.
Wait, so this isn't a new one. I guess this is an old JCS video that was recently re-uploaded. You know what the gaming reality you're going to shift into next? I've been unable to reality shift into some bitches. Dude, I am so tired. What is this guy? Joel Jr.? Yo, there's still homies in the chat after the entire video is done saying, we saw this one already. We saw this one already. We did not. Okay. Wait, this is just on narcissistic personality disorder? Did you watch the Ratchet and...
PlayStation 5
No, I did not watch
has
the...
been out for 8 months, but now we are finally getting the first true PlayStation 5 video game, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. When you boot this up, you are going to say, "Oh, look at the PlayStation on these graphics. This game is just beautiful. You got 17.4 octo-quad processors pumping out 300 pixels per gallon, subwoofer mega aliasing with real-time bump maps. Clearly the game you are looking at right now could only ever be possible on the PlayStation 5. Am I right or am I right? Well, Richard, you're never gonna trust me again after this, but you just fell for my biggest trap ever. Again. This is actually the PS4 game from 2016, which is still a spectacular looking game. The Ratchet & Clank series has always been impressive visually. This was true in the PS2, PS3, PS4, and especially so in Rift Apart. Sweeping vistas, numerous reflective...
Dude, I was wondering, like, why don't I remember this mission? That's crazy.
Ever. Again. This is actually the PS4 game from 2016, which is still a spectacular looking game. Sweeping vistas, numerous reflective surfaces, massive scaled action sequences, expressive character animation, the varied humming of different types of ships zooming beneath you. There's a factory with a bunch of bouncy balls and you hit them. You gotta love the sound design on that. It's not just the level of detail, but the variety of locations. Neon-lit cyberpunk cityscapes doused in purple rain, dino jungles with mammoth creatures towering over you, the shattered and scattered mining planet Blizzard Prime. You're really gonna want to take your time and absorb all of the little details in these worlds, especially when you get to Mr. Zarkon's cantina. This place is just ridiculous. There is so much concentrated detail in this one room. These guys are over here drinking drinks. Wasn't that a sound effect on that drink? This dude is riding a mechanical something. Over here, they're playing Street Fighter on the arcade cabinet. Now look at these little creatures inside the jukebox. Who are these guys? Then you got a sheep sitting at the bar. Of course, you know who this sheep is, right? If you read his bio, turns out that's actually Chairman Drek from the original game. This Cantina part is insane. Sony is really pushing the PS5's solid-state drive as this breakthrough technology, and Rift Apart pulls attention to this with its Rift opening trick where you can seamlessly glide from world to world. This is a cool trick, but Sony, remember all those PS4 games without loading? Uncharted 4, God of War, Red Dead 2, Last of Us 2, these games had one initial load screen and then never again. It was just one continuous experience from that point on. Not every game figured out load times, but you know what game did? The original Ratchet and Clank on the PS2. The load times are almost non-existent. This was 20 years ago. Rift Apart is an excellent looking game, one of the best. But is this game only possible on the PS5? I don't know about all that. Sony Santa Monica recently announced that the next God of War game is still coming to PS4. If the PS4 is still good enough for God of War Ragnarok, shut the fuck up out of here with this can't even shut the fuck up gameplay. Wait, we're actually going to talk about the game in this video? The gameplay here is solid. It's not exceptional. It's not the true next generation experience. It's just solid. You have a nice variety of shooting, platforming, and puzzles, and a nice variety of weapons like the ice cube gun and the electrocutor and the sprinkler that turns enemies into plants.
The guns were so good.
You can front flip onto a ship while blasting enemies off in midair with your shotgun. Whenever I see a TNT box, I break out the little pistol and get that pinpoint shot off to blow up a whole stack of crates. This never gets old. You can spawn in an entire army of minions to win fights for you. You have snail racing off of Undertale, grapple hooks, wall running, rocket boots that let you tear through every level. Some of the most expensive looking rail grind sequences I've ever seen. Even with all this going for it though, the repetition starts to creep in around the halfway mark. You have dozens of enemies on screen at a time, you have a dash, you pause and pick weapons from a wheel, and your guns chip off parts of the enemy's armor. And that's when I realized I am playing the G-rated version of Doom Eternal. This comparison does Ratchet & Clank no favors, because the combat of Doom Eternal is far more thought out. Every weapon beats nearly every enemy. There's very little strategy.
Oh my god.
Here.
I mean, I never played Doom Eternal, but I totally get what he's saying.
There is also a severe lack of variety among enemies, especially for a game that is about going to all these different dimensions, you know? The game just keeps throwing the same mini-bosses at you again and again and again. I must have fought this big robot guy like 10 times and he never evolves as the game progresses. There's a lot of shooting sections, and then you bring up this little robot to play a virus minigame. And now here's some more shooting sections. So let's recap. Graphics? Gameplay? Story? The nicest thing I can say about the story is that it's competent. Most games, on top of being incredibly dumb, are also very drawn out and tedious. Rift Apart is brisk and snappy. Dr. Nefarious, the bad guy who always loses, sucks you into an alternate dimension where he always wins. It's definitely a cool premise that is squandered on very boring characters. The whole fun of the alternate dimension is seeing the characters you already know in a new light, like Skid McMarks. In the normal
Except you see him for 1 second and then never again.
dimension, he's a laid-back surfer dude, but in the alternate dimension, he's a badass secret agent. The alternate versions of Ratchet and Clank,
Like, I really thought that they would come back. And I'm not, like, fond of the Ratchet and Clank franchise or anything. Like, I played a little bit. I mean, I've never played the old ones, I don't think. This is my first time playing it. And there's no, like, you know, there was no callbacks to the characters.
though, are pretty much the exact same characters. They have the same weapons and the same calculatedly inoffensive personalities.
I'm glad you're okay, buddy.
You too, Ratchet.
Be careful out there.
Why do you go to this planet? So you can get a rock. Why do you go to this planet? Because the rock broke. Now you have to fix it. This is the storyline, you guys. There just isn't enough emotional heft here to satiate an entire video game. Ratchet is intimidated by the prospect of finally meeting his lost race of rabbits. Meanwhile, Rivet and
Which was never explored.
Kit both have trust issues they have to overcome. I guess the core idea
That was
is
explored more.
uncertainty, which isn't a good fit for a story this formulaic and predictable.
Oh, I apologize.
You feel bad? Even though I just watched your brain diary thingy?
Oh my god, he feels bad even though she was mean to him? Wow.
You okay, Bolts?
You came after me.
Oh my god, she came after him even though she didn't like him before? Oh my god. This game is rated E for everybody.
I find it ironic that Dunkey is saying this, but he's like Mr. Baby Games. Remember what I said about it in the end where I was like, Mario and all those other games, perhaps because of a lack of dialogue, come across more adult than Ratchet and Clank? Because Ratchet and Clank actually has dialogue and a plot line that they tried to flush out. That was my ultimate take on the fucking game when I finished it. There was only 9,000 people while I was watching it, while I finished it, so you probably are unaware of what my take was on the game, but I feel like Mario, Zelda, those games, well, Zelda's a little bit different. Zelda is an incredible plot line, but with Mario, like, the lack of a cohesive storyline makes you less aware that it's such a baby game. Whereas in this one, it like slaps you in the face that this is absolutely a baby game.
Not E for children only. To really tell an effective story, you need to take the audience through a series of different moods. But Rift Apart seems to only have one setting: loud.
It's me! Take it!
When they aren't screaming or shooting or blowing up stuff, then it's the complete opposite. Now they're too polite. It's like every other line of dialogue in this game is somebody saying thank you.
Thanks for choosing Mr. Combs.
Thank you for going to such trouble on my behalf.
Thank you both for freeing my brothers.
Thank you, Ratchet, for helping us.
Thank you.
No, thank you!
In case I do not get another chance to say it.
Don't do it.
Thank you.
You piece of shit. They're trying to reach for some emotional moments here, but the dialogue is too sap.
Wait, what the fuck? There's a new... Wait, where'd it go? What is this? What is this spreadsheet, dude? New spreadsheet just dropped, bro. Gamer spreadsheet. Breath of the Wild 1010, Super Mario Odyssey 910, Hades Verbal, favorite indie game. Little Hope, better than Man of Medan. Astro's Playroom, it was kind of fun though. Spider-Man, this game was incredible, but not a full game. Demon Souls, 8 out of 10. Sleeping Dogs, 7 out of 10. Cyberpunk, gave it 2 ratings, 8.5 consider all the glitches, 9.5 consider the glitches didn't exist. Dude, I loved Cyberpunk so much. Disappointing ending for Back 4 Blood. This shit was tight, was short. Not sure why anyone would pay $60 for this. Bug Snacks, kind of bug, kind of snack. Hitman 3, short, sweet, replayable, wholesome gaming. Resident Evil Village, 7 out of 10. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, 8.5 out of 10.
Happy and congratulatory for it to connect. Everybody's always telling each other how great they are, or just really hamming it up with some corny monologue.
So, what do you think of Clank?
Dude, these were the best parts. These puzzles were so wonderful.
Oh, talented, resourceful, you're good. No, great. So of course he would be too.
Because no matter how many times he screws up, he's always there when it matters most.
I am good at this.
How do I rate this game?
8.5 for Ratchet and Zelda 1010. Breath of the Wild was a 1010 game. It's a literal perfect game, dude. Shut the fuck up if you don't find that to be true. It's so good. I can't believe it doesn't have voice acting in it. Like, it's just nuts.
Well, people love to compare Ratchet and Clank to Pixar. There's even a Toy Story joke in this game. So I will say Rift Apart is like the Cars of video games.
Thank you.
It should be I who is thanking you.
Ratchet and Clank is literally playing a Pixar movie, but as a game. Actually, that's not true because Pixar movies are way better written than Ratchet and Clank as far as like emotional trauma that they subject you to and make you cry and shit.
Cars 2, actually.
Emotional trauma? Yeah, I mean, it does, dude. It's literally emotional trauma. What it subjects you to is actually emotional trauma. When you watch Pixar movies, it's like, or when you watch those sorts of movies, it just makes you sad, makes you want to cry, makes you want to sag. All right, finally, let's look at some LSF shit, dude. There it is. It's time, boys. It's time. And looking at clips from yesterday and shit as well, if there are any. I feel like there wasn't many clippable moments from that. XQC on why he moved out. Police raids daily.
We were getting raided by the police station at rates that made absolutely fucking no sense. Almost every day, the police came to our house with a full squad because of fucking idiots. Okay, and I was generally scared that I was going to die. And then it didn't make sense to me, and I got so scared I just said I just want to go home. I want to go back to Canada. So I started reaching out to all my friends in Austin and telling them about what was going on.
He's not wrong. This is correct. Like in real life, yes, not RP. Yeah.
Does your dick fit in a toilet roll?
No.
It doesn't fit.
It does not fit in a toilet roll.
Okay, see, and that's what bothers me, because mine does. All right?
Okay.
But I bought an auto blow. Like a machine.
Whoa. You have that? You brought it here?
No, not here.
Okay, okay, good. Continue. What?
I got an auto blow. It's basically a fleshlight that basically like has a ring that goes up and down. That's like supposed to like jerk you off. It's like an...
Oh, pathetic, dude. I have the Arcwave Suckmaster 3000. This bitch, dude, doesn't even have a... He just has an auto blow. Get at my level, dude.
An automatic.
I thought Soda Poppin', 1, had money, 2, was a real degenerate. Absolutely destroyed by my superior degeneracy and also, I guess, more money.
Fleshlight. But the problem is, man, I don't feel it. Like, dude, I've only used it 5 times since I've had it. And I'm telling you right now, like, I can't use it anymore because it's literally depressing. Like, not only is it the cleanup, but I'd be lying to myself if it's also not the fact that it's like, dude, I feel like I'm disappointing the machine every time. Because I think my dick is thin, man. Like, my dick fits in a roll of toilet paper. Yours doesn't. And I've asked around. It's like...
Nick said XC felt pressure to leak stuff about the police raids.
That he felt pressured into leaking information about, like, police raids and shit because people just kept accusing him of going to Canada for gambling. Like, that shit's been happening behind the scenes, and I really didn't even want it on the internet. I didn't want people to know about it. I truly did not. Because the more people know about it, the more people are going to try and do it.
And the more validation that you give to the fucking sick freaks. That's the worst part. Yeah.
And I wanted to keep it under wraps. But, he felt pressured by, whoever to, spill the beans. But it is what it is what it is. It's an awkward situation. It really is. And I'll be honest, like, we've been doing some fun content out here, in LA. Super hilarious, great content, by the way, just top notch. But you know, Reddit, just all Reddit seems to care about is just hating on as many gambling things as they can. If you know Pokemon talks about gambling, there are 1,000 comments thread. You know, everyone's just all upset about that shit. That he felt.
Can you explain what's going on? Well, the XQ thing is separate. Like, him moving to Canada has nothing to do with gambling. Or I didn't even know if he was finally moving to Canada, but I did know about, like, you know, the raid and doxing and stuff like that. Yeah, it's just like when you're a content creator, it's like a weird duality where it's like even when you even when you're getting like fucked over behind the scenes, like you can't really reveal it because you don't want to give those people the satisfaction.
We're gonna need another guy. We're gonna need another guy. We need a sexy chocolate.
Sexy chocolate.
Sexy chocolate. Come on, man. I can see you. Not sure everybody can see you, bro. Come on. Go in the middle. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. It's too easy.
Music slaps.
Let me get one more guy.
Damn, this is literally Sleeping Dogs soundtrack right here.
Let me get one. Yeah, this guy. Come on, brother. Yo. Yeah. The guy like he looks, he's from Hawaii. All right. We have everything we need. Now, can everybody please?
Sexy chocolate. And then people all dance moves in LA.
Here we go. Let's go, bro. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, he's good. Okay, go back. You're good, sir. Let's go, bro. Do whatever you want. All right, sir.
God damn, dude. Nick gets jumped IRL.
When I say make some noise, you guys make some noise. All right, guys? When the music started, everybody please stop.
Damn, they had so much fun, dude. What the fuck? Yo, I don't know how the fuck was Soda with them this morning? Was he with them this morning? That's fucking psychotic, okay? That is absolutely insane. I do not know how this man woke up and did this shit, okay? I have no idea. Dude, I fucking passed out. I didn't wake up until like 11:30, dude. I woke up at 11:30. And you guys know, I wake up. You guys know, I wake up at 6:30 every morning. 6:30 every morning, like on the dot. Sometimes I wake up before the alarm clock. I didn't even go to fucking Universal Studios today because I was like, I'm fucking dead. I'm probably going to end stream early today. I'm so insanely tired. Oh, because I'm older than them. That's probably why. Like after doing like the bull riding, like my fucking forearm, my right forearm hurts. There's like parts of my body that hurt from falling a bunch of times. You know what I mean? Like different parts of my body hurt. Yeah, Nick didn't go out last night. Nick is older than you? Yeah, he didn't go out last night. Smart. Because he wanted to do this.
Clap your hands. Everybody clap your hands. DJ, drop the beat. Everybody clap your hands. When I say make some noise, y'all make some noise. You guys don't move. Here we go. Everybody make some noise.
Oh my god, dude. What the fuck? This dude is so compact and so... He's got hella pops, like it's crazy.
We made it.
This music is sick too. I would die if I did this. I couldn't even go to fucking Universal Studios in the middle of the day, let alone wake up that early in the morning. That's crazy that those guys are all out right now. Nick, Milena, and Chance find the actual GTRP location while real life clap.
Have you played GTRP? This is literally the pier.
I mean, it is. I've said this so many times that like Los Santos is so It's freaky how close it is to real life Los Angeles in many places.
Where you pick up the boat?
This is literally the pier.
Yeah.
Where Felix sends his cars, his police cars.
I
the
cannot
Kraken.
believe LA watches Felix's streams.
I know they stream sniped him. LA stream sniped him and made this.
It blows my mind. That's how big streamers are.
This is
now.
literally it, dude. I can't believe it. Because where you park the car, this is crazy. Oh my god.
We could have.
You played GTA RP?
True. It's wild. In MP Law, Milena reveals the truth behind her relationship.
I wonder when people are gonna find out that I'm just a cover up,
For
and
what?
that they've actually been together for 10 years.
The whole time? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Maybe they'll announce it today.
Who else is there?
fanfic.
Maybe they'll announce it today. Hey, can you guys hold hands real quick?
Cutie, of course. Literally everyone that did not go out last night, except for Soda, who I don't even know how he fucking managed to do this, is not there.
Just hold hands real quick.
For the fanfic I'm writing.
Ludwig was there too? Ludwig went with them? Really?
Cover art.
Wow, this is great. Okay.
No, right? There you go. No shot. No shot. No. I'm telling you, dude, it's like physically impossible, dude. I went to sleep. No, they linked up probably at Universal. I went to sleep at like 4 a.m. last night because they all left right before the club closed. They all got an Uber and left right before the club closed. We had to spend an extra hour trying to get a fucking Uber, walking for like an hour in Hollywood.
You can let go now.
Oh.
I fucking told you.
Chance just giggles. Aww.
Did it.
Dude, I'm a boomer, man. I'm a boomer. I'm straight up a boomer. XQ Cow, the real reason for going back to Canada. Didn't he just mention?
I'll take full accountability. Okay? I did it to myself, okay? By gambling in the first place. I can't really give you guys any proof, okay? But the main reason why I wanted to move back to Canada in the first place a month ago, before any of this even happened, okay? We were getting raided by the police station at rates that made absolutely fucking no sense. Almost every day, the police came to our house with a full squad because of, you know, fucking idiots, okay? And I was generally scared that I was going to die. And
he's not lying about this. I know the behind the scenes.
Then it didn't make sense to me, and I got so scared I just said I just want to go home. I want to go back to Canada. So I started reaching out to all my friends in Austin, and I telling them about what was going on.
We already watched this. Milena puts on the Canute accent. Oh my god.
Hello. How you doing? I'm okay. Is it okay if I film? Okay, thank you.
I want to buy some sunglasses. Just something else. Do you have any sunglasses?
Is it okay if I can film?
Oh, you should get some.
I need to do film here.
Get some cool ones.
Wait, Chance, you walk right by it.
I would like to film this fjord.
I did?
Yes, right here. Sorry, he's hungover.
I literally am. I kind of like the pink shades, man.
Look at these ones. They're bigger. They kind of fit your face. Oh no, they had that weird bar across.
Oh, you remember the heart ones? Actually, had those are notorious.
Look at these ones.
Hello.
Indie Fox has been banned. What the fuck happened this time? Do we know? What'd she do? This is her 6th ban. Link me the clip that got her banned. Link me the clip, please. In before 1 day ban, Twitch saying it was a mistake. Damn, nobody knows why she got banned. No one knows. This entire thread is people being like, why did she get banned? Huh? Maybe they just like accidentally banned her because they're so used to it. Nick's secrets are lasting longer in bed.
So what I used to do,
I was talking to them about this last night.
Back before me and Melania used condoms, is back when I was raiding like World of Warcraft, I would go over the fights in my head, the mechanics of each boss, and by the time I'd get to the final boss, it'd be time to finish.
Yeah,
so I'd go over each phases. If you're thinking about that, you're not thinking about how great this feels and how this is the best time of your life.
Nick loves you. I love them, dude. They're sick. They're fun as fuck. Seer shares a touching moment with chat.
But out of all of these things, chat, do you know what's the best thing out of all of them? Aside from the money.
Dude, my man's room looks like a Rust room. Like, what the fuck? He's got one big box for inventory. He's got a katana and a bed. It literally just looks like a Rust room, dude. You built a 2x2 base.
Aside from all the nice things, the nice restaurants, the relevancy, the fucking chaos of it all, getting recognition from all my favorite streamers, do you know what the best thing is, chat? At the end of the day, it doesn't have anything to do with that. It doesn't have anything to do with any of the money or any of the superficial things. You know?
It's about white people.
You know who
pussy.
it is. And go ahead, say it in chat. Because you know who it is. Give credit where credit is due. Ladies and gentlemen.
What's he gonna say?
Clint Stevens followed me on Twitter yesterday.
Pog. Clint Stevens doesn't follow me, I don't think. Let's see. Does he? Let's see. Oh, never mind. We follow each other. Never mind. I was gonna say I don't think he follows me, but saved. We're good. He's not getting canceled. Fuck yes, here. Soda Poppin explains how to turn banana into a fleshlight.
Bought one. I bought a fleshlight.
Yeah.
And
Email Clovis?
no, it wasn't. It was back when I was like 18. Right when I turned 18, I was 16. I was 16. My parents got me a $200 Visa card for Christmas, and the first thing I did was book a fleshlight. I bought a fleshlight, and it came, and I like had to. The thing about the fleshlight is you got to warm it up in the sink.
Yeah.
And that's a pain in the
You don't
ass.
have to.
I know you could do it cold, but that's a little weird. You know what I mean?
It's not that weird.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a matter of the cleanup. Dude, you know what you could
never
do?
used one
All
of
right,
these.
take a banana.
Yeah.
All right, cut off about a third of it,
Right.
or depending on dick size.
Right.
And then you squeeze out all of the mushy. You just need the peel. Only need the peel.
Really?
Right?
I've done this before.
Microwave.
So really? Wow.
This is so degenerate. Dude, just eat the boner. Eat the banana. Like, I'm telling you, it works. Now, with that being said, microwaves are more powerful than you think.
Yeah.
Only microwave it for literally 5 seconds.
Because
That's all you need.
Do you check it first?
I burnt my dick. I was like, well, I microwave a Hot Pocket for 2 minutes. Bro, put it in, it's like...
Hot one.
Oh my god. If you burned your dick, that would be terrifying. T-Pain catches a guest sneaking selfie in 4K.
Oh, I did not mean to do that. I swear to God. I promise to God I didn't mean to do that, bro. You know I don't do that. You know I don't even get down like that, bro. Come on, dog. You know I don't even get down like that, motherfucker, man. Don't even play me like that, bro. You know I don't even do that, bro.
4K. I get you, bro. Do it up, my nigga. Whatever makes the gram hot, bro. You go ahead, my dude. Do your thing, bro.
God damn, who invented this shit, man? I did not touch nothing that said turn the light on, dumb ass. What the f?
Big gap.
Oh, I did not mean
Most wholesome streamer on the platform. Soda applies his famous rank 1 pickup line. However, this reveals that Soda not gay? ? Yeah. Soda and Nick dancing at GTRP IRL. I love this song. kept telling everybody at the G4 event that didn't know who Soda Poppin was that he was a famous TikTok dancer. And that he invented, and he was a Fortnite streamer, and that he invented the Fortnite L dance. This solidifies it. Like, if they had seen this, now they're gonna see this video and be like, "Oh shit, it wasn't a lie."
Dude, that's the coolest song I've ever heard.
What's that, dude? And the earring.
Oh look.
What happened to you?
How do people not know who Soda is? I mean, if they're never on Twitch, why the fuck would they know? I didn't know who Soda Poppin was until I got on Twitch. Nick donates $100 to the sexy chocolate guy.
It's even better. So we're gonna start the gentleman from here. Oh my God, $20! Yo, make some noise. $20! No, wait. That was too easy. $60! Make 100. $80! Everybody make some noise. $100!
Damn, that's wealth right there.
Sir, where you from?
Under polemism, though, if these guys ever did a crime, he would throw them in the meat grinder, and they don't even know.
Texas. Everybody make some noise for... Wait, no. Wait. I heard everything's bigger than Texas. Give us another $200. Okay, that was good. Make some noise for Texas, Joe. Come on.
See, the moment that they added on to the scam and asked for more money, boom, meat grinder. Vosh lies about Infrared wanting to meet up with him and not box him. Why is this on LSF? What the fuck? Dude, this is all DGG shit. No shot I'm watching this. Not because of Vosh, but I don't know what the fuck this Infrared thing is. But I think is like somehow related to Durham operations. And I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Nope. No shot. XQC in his offline chat and revenue from gambling sponsors total people that use his referral code and the use of hashtag ad in his gambling titles. People wanted to cash me in a lie. Surprise. I didn't like Gamba stats. FTDs, 593 first-time depositors. Means total people that actually use the thing from weeks of Gamba combined. People said it would be dozens of thousands. Turns out it was 593 people. It's hard to explain. I made a significant effort to make the stream exactly like a normal Gamba stream. Except with a link in the chat. Nothing else. I got paid. Normal Gamba stream, 8 hours plus. Except the sponsor part was only 1 hour every time, even though I Gamba 6 to 8 hours. Well, it's embarrassing, but the titles were a result of me just being idiotic and forgetting to tell mods to change it and whatnot. It is surprisingly low how many people joined. I miss GIF. Like, it is actually surprisingly low. I let the ad after the ad part for free. In trouble? Of course we're not in trouble. I made minus 300,000 from the hashtag ad and plus 3 million because of my genuine addiction. You made $3 million from gambling. Misgive asked to go out tonight. Want to go out tonight? I mean, I don't know if I can like go out, but I can like go to dinner and stuff. I gotta train tomorrow with my trainer. I'll fucking die. He showed it. There's no shot he showed his actual crypto wallet. Like, he probably showed, like, okay, you can literally look at every single transaction. If you know what his crypto wallet is, you can show every single transaction of, like, every time he wins and stuff like that. He might have shown, like, a balance or something, but there's no way that people know what his, like, crypto wallet number is, right? I'd be surprised. Yeah. See, like, he'll show his balance, but he won't show his crypto wallet like number, because if then people could literally track when he won, how much he won, all of that. if that was the case, which I don't expect them to. I'm just saying that, like, yeah, I'm going to go live right now. I'm just going to fix my crypto shit first. I'm going to stop gambling for good. I'm taking my shit out. He wagered $30 million? What the fuck, dude? That's crazy, but not as crazy as the ad that's coming right now because it's top of the fucking hour. Every hour, it's time for a 60-second ad break, boys. That is so insane. What the fuck? That counts every single bet? Yeah, well, if you'd like to no longer see the ads, you already know the deal, baby. Adblock VPN, subscribe. $5 for free with the Twitch Prime. Here's the ad break now. It's 30 mil with each bet adding, so one $80 bet and one $100 bet is $180. So damn, he's got to pay taxes on a lot of fucking money, dude. I'm waiting for my shit to transfer. I'm quitting Gamba. Trust me, this is for the greater good, ass hats. Actually, Scamas, I'm confused. Yasuo showed his top referrals yesterday. The top 20 or so people wagered a combined of 15 million, which is an expected loss of 500K going to slot odds. I got motivated and put together the values of 22 values visible on screen, guessing at the top of the row. Value based on numbers shown elsewhere. Entries may have mistakes. Wait, so his fans wagered like $1.6 million worth. Okay, just took 300,000 plus to make 3 million. That's not sustainable. No, it's not. You are missing 6.8 mil and 2.2. He scrolls up later in the stream.
One sec. I want to do something. I want to tip some of these guys because these guys are some of the boys who, number one, once again, actually, before I even do.
Even this topic is making us sound sleepy. I think it's a super interesting topic. I'm telling you, I'm like fucking dead. What if the actual 5-head win of advertising dodgy casinos with Twitch is to get rich streamers addicted? 2 birds, 1 stone. I don't fully understand what happened here. Like I don't get what happened. Like how this works. You know what I mean? Like I don't but like the only way for full transparency, which I don't expect XQ to do. I'm not like saying you should do this at all, but the way to like fully process when and how people have made money is if you have access to their crypto wallet number, in which case you can see like the individual transactions literally ping in real time, which is why like you can literally do that. You can track someone's like each individual action, right? Can't you? On crypto? It's all of that stuff is public. All that stuff is public because that's just how the technology works. It's all on the blockchain. Chance Malfoy asking help from his teacher.
I don't understand your spell. I can't figure it out, Professor. I've been thinking all day about this, and I put my heart and soul into it, but I swear to God, Professor, you just forgot something in the instructions.
Listen to me, son. Listen. You're an idiot.
Bro, they shifted. I can't believe we spent the whole day shifting, like talking about shifting, when I could have been shifting. You know what I'm saying? I literally could have been shifting into Universal Studios where I would go to real life Hogwarts.
I'm not an idiot, I swear. My mom.
Stupid. You will not.
Why didn't you? Dude, I am way too fucking tired, dude. Also, I thought they were going to start at 11:30 is what like the call time was on the email that we got.
But I'm in Slytherin. Why would they put me in Slytherin if I'm not going to amount to anything? I'm in Slytherin. We're the best.
Hey, Brad Weasley, transfer student. I don't like what you're saying. You're being real rude.
All I'm saying is that he is a jackass.
Professor, you can't say that. You know you can't. I swear to God.
His spells might need a little work, but he's got promise. I mean, look at his hat.
Fireworks. Lightning.
I hated the way that guy used your political beliefs as a joke yesterday. Yeah, I mean, whatever. I think they were just trying to incorporate me into the conversation.
Like, oh my God, you're so big.
Nice, man.
The two times it's happened to me.
I need to fuck a virgin.
Can I have iPhone cable that's plugged into that phone?
Oh my God.
Can I have the iPhone cable that's plugged into that phone?
This?
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, you're
Pago poppin'. Watch Soda Lol W.
We're gonna send everybody over to Pokimane
Yeah,
Street.
we're rating Pokimane.
Is that true?
Pokimane. The rich get richer, folks.
Yeah. Look, Poki needs the boost, guys.
Yes,
she
that's
really
right.
needs it.
That's right. We're gonna go send our love over to Pokimane.
Thank you all for tuning in. We're gonna have a Beach House stream from here on Thursday. Are you coming by?
Dude, look how tired I was, dude. You can tell.
We'll be there. We'll be there.
Also, one more thing. I hate to shamelessly promote this, but
we're gonna.
I was so tired by the end of that. Ordinary Gamers has made a video calling for Rice Go and FaZe Clan to be investigated for their involvement in alleged cryptocurrency scams. I made this video because I'm disgusted looking at all these influencers pursue shit investments on their fans. Is this what you guys wanted me to watch? Bro, this is 40 minutes long, dude. Holy shit.
A false copy cases. So to help with projects that help children with the resources they need to live
No way. No, he's crazy in it. Not worth it. Drama bait. I mean, I feel like it's beyond drama. If they're, I think with cryptocurrencies, like there's not a lot of regulation around it. So I don't know if you could get punished for sharking, like, knowingly and deliberately selling like shit crypto. You know what I mean? We'll watch it. I'm not going to watch it today though.
Hey, you're famous because now you're on stream. Oh, now I'm on stream? Yeah. Hey, stream.
So,
I'm fucking famous.
Jack, this is the part where Miz sees other people getting their pictures taken, and Miz comes up just to like make himself known. He's like, I'm also here, and then
He did this. He did this as well. He does this all the time.
doesn't get asked to get a picture, and then his ego just.
You know what's bullshit, Cutie? Is she probably saw you on my show.
Yeah, she's probably a Minx fan. Thank you, Minx, for my introduction to the Minecraft community.
Yeah, you want. Yeah,
and thank you, Schlapp, for Minx's introduction to the Minecraft community. The trickle down has always done me well.
Ask them if they know you.
Hey, it works. It works in the economy.
You know him?
I thought that was Michael Ernie.
It is. Oh. Hey, do it again, Miz. I don't know if I got it.
Hey, Cutie, look. She knows who I am.
He's famous. He would like a picture. Will you take a picture with him? What the hell is happening?
Yikes, fuck him. About Misgift? Yeah, you're right. No, you're absolutely right. Sherman talks about what happened after 70K loss on slots.
Nearly 70,000. But, you know. No, I literally almost wanted to, well, I can't say it on Twitch, but I was very close to doing something to myself. And I didn't, though, which I'm happy.
What the fuck?
No, I'm not trolling. I don't know how to explain what happened. I can't. I wish I had answers, guys. I just don't. It's crazy, like an addiction, right?
It is not like an addiction. It is an addiction.
You know you should stop, and then you don't, and then it gets worse, and then you deal with it by doing it more.
It's literally an addiction. This is the problem. Jesus fucking Christ. It's a very hard one to kick, too. Austin and Schlatt succumb to the new Twitch meta.
You want to get? Are we? What are we going to do to them if we eliminate them? I don't know what to. Hold on, real quick. Real quick. Hold on 1 second. Excuse me. I was gonna just 1 second. Excuse me.
You used the Gone Dog. Is he drunk? Austin, you used the Gone Dog. What is Why did Austin look at me? Actually,
what?
He looks well adjusted to deal with addiction. Just don't gamble. It's that simple. Yeah, totally, dude. I like to drive up to methadone clinics and tell people, just don't do heroin. Like, what the fuck? That's what I like to do. What about you? Bro, just stop. You know what you sound like when you say that? You sound like one of those like weirdo fucking Christian cults. Moo Science contract with Twitch to do quarterly game jams. You sound like one of those weirdo Christian calls where they're like, we're gonna pray it away.
Long story short, I'm just gonna say it. It's gonna be a quarterly thing, and I gotta work on getting that organized. And by default, courtesy of Twitch.tv, the prize pool for Game Jam, which was going to be 10,000, you know, when we do it on the 3rd. And it's going to be much more than that this time around. I'm aiming for 30,000 for my choice and chat's choice. Maybe less, a little bit. I got to talk to my wife. But the base prize pool for the quarterly Game Jam, I believe, is going...
Not in this clip is him adding hourly ads due to contracts and being super sad about it, but the Game Jam is fucking sick. Told you. Even Moon.
Going to be 20,000 total. I mean, long story short.
Wait, he's doing 3 minutes per hour? Oh no, I'm fucked. If it's 3 minutes per hour, my suspicion and the reason why I knew this was coming is that if you don't hit the 3 minute per hour density in my next contract when I renegotiate, I assume that it'll be 3 minutes. I'm I'm glad that I fucking signed it beforehand so that I could get a, you know, 1 hour density, which literally does not exist. Remember when every fucking person was like, dude, you're such a liar. You're such a liar. My favorite streamer has no ads. You're such a liar. My favorite streamer has fucking less ads than you. What happened, motherfuckers? Huh? When I told you that I literally fucking made sure my agents negotiated the lowest amount of fucking ad density per hour. Lowest amount of ad density that is physically possible per fucking hour. And everybody was like, you're a liar, you're a liar, you're lying, you run the most ads. What happened? Now everybody's renegotiating their contracts and they're running hella fucking more ads than I am. And trust me, there's going to be even more ads than that eventually. Not that this is a sweet I told you all, so it sucks. I know, but like everybody drilled my ass over and over again about how many fucking ads I was running. Now literally every other top streamer runs way more ads than I do. So suck my dick, chat. To everyone who was a fucking non-believer. Now, the other thing I'm going to say is it's probably going to be longer ads in the future too, because they want to increase the ad density. So eventually it's probably going to be, my suspicion from the jump when I originally signed on was that ultimately they would want to increase it. So they'll just like automatically run ads if you don't hit your ad density for that hour, which is what my fear is, that they would take your autonomy away and just run ads is what I'm fearful of. And I feel like it's going to come. Doesn't TV have like 60 minutes an hour of ads? 3 minutes is nothing. Yeah, in comparison to other platforms, the ad density on Twitch is still incredibly low. Don't get me wrong. You're the only one I watch who does it manually. Yes, that's all on fucking purpose. That is all on purpose. I run it manually on purpose. I want to make it more like fun and an interactive part of the experience, just like everything else. All that to play the same 3 ads 47,000 times in a row. Yeah. It's kind of weird though that like, I mean, the longest fucking time, dude. Eventually streaming will become the same thing that TV is. The only good thing about the ads, I used to hop on between streams to find new ones and check content that might interest me. I still do this, but if an ad is played, immediately close the tab and go back. Yeah, it's bad. I mean, I see it too, because I get ads when I'm not live streaming. When you're a partner streamer, when you're literally live, Twitch doesn't serve you ads. If you're a partner streamer and you're not live, you see ads everywhere as well. I mean, if I have to run more ads an hour, I won't do like, I'll figure out a different way to do it, to be honest. Like I won't do like a fucking 1 minute segue before I run an ad at the top of the hour. You know what I mean? I'll like sneak it or something. I'll try to figure out a way to do it. They're obligated to play a certain amount of ads for the total stream duration. It doesn't have to be at every hour, but it's structured to be played every hour. No, it doesn't have to be every hour. I do it every hour. Well, it doesn't have to be at the top of the hour, but the density is measured by, like, it's an ad density. We want 60 seconds of ads per hour. That's my density. Some people have 3 minutes of ads per every hour streamed. That's their density. And then there's a minimum amount of hours and / ads that they want you to run. Okay? Now everyone's contract is different. Can you play 3 ads at the start and end? Yeah, I do. I do 3 minutes of ads in the beginning of my stream and 3 minutes of ads in the end. Why do I do that? Because sometimes I miss the ads, or when I do IRL streams, that's 5 hours of ads with no fucking ads in between. Because I didn't know how to run ads on mobile until recently on IRL streams and stuff. So in order to make up for that in the end of the quarter, I will make sure that I have like 1 minute and 6 seconds of ads on certain days. You know what I mean? Can you do an intro of 8-minute ads or something like that? No. So it doesn't work that way. No, that's also another part of the contract. They're not stupid. They don't want... I would do that literally all the time, which is precisely why I tried to do that. Like, I tried to get my agents to be like, let's remove the agreement that, like, it has to be averaging out throughout a stream. And no, you can't do that. You can't just cheat and be like, yeah, I did a 10-hour stream. Now the last 10 minutes are going to be all ads. Or like one day I just run ads the entire day. It's ad day. At the end of the quarter. It doesn't work that way. Can you do it as large ad breaks every couple of hours? No, but I wouldn't want to do that anyway. I like the way I do them. I wouldn't want to do 5 minutes of ads every 5 hours. Like, that sucks. You know what I mean? Ten years down the line, streaming services running more ads than ever. Why are people flocking in droves from our services? I mean, to be fair though, like, it sucks to run ads. It sucks to have no control over your ads. Like, all that shit is butt cheeks. But having said all that, I mean, it fucking makes sense. It makes sense that you would, like, it makes sense that they would run ads. It's a robust amount of inventory that is going unmonetized. Feel me? Are you hungry? No, I ate already. You have to say every time subscribe for no ads? No, I don't have to. That's not a part of the contract. Motherfuckers will literally look to anything to be like, okay, well, now that I recognize months later that I was wrong, let me find a different way to criticize what you're doing still. Like, you know what I mean? It's endless. Okay, dude. Well, you don't have to tell us that you're running ads. I actually prefer it. Despite everyone else that says that they like the way that you run ads, I actually preferred that you would just run the ads randomly in the middle of content without telling anyone.
It was poker. It was different.
Yeah, I'm contractually obligated to tell users to get a VPN or an ad blocker as well.
You know what? I kind of feel bad for us, man. No.
Oh my god.
I think it's unethical for you to... I think it's unethical that you're entering the contracts with Amazon, truthfully. Yeah, I agree. Bait. It's bait. No, I agree. I think so too. I think if you want to be ethical, you just literally need to live in a cabin in the woods by yourself. It's like saying taxes are unethical because we're fucking funding the American imperialist war machine. You know what I mean? Which is, of course, a brilliant. It's a brilliant take, really. It's fucking great. He panicked so hard.
Does everybody know?
Is he alive?
I'll say right now. It was poker. It was different. You know what I gotta feel bad for is Nick.
What are they eating?
Oh my god.
Dude, I understand why he's falling asleep.
Does everybody know?
Don't say Pago
He alive?
Palam. Poor guy, dude. Everyone's so fucking tired. You're right. Not buying from Amazon is illegal. What? Do you think the only thing that crosses your morality is like legality? I mean, literally getting a contract with Amazon is also not illegal. Is that the only thing that prevents you from doing things that are unethical? I don't think that's bait. I think that's just like a very stupid person who thought that they were making a good point. I was watching their streams size zeros all day, and your stream is way more interesting. If that makes you feel better, I that doesn't make me feel better. I love these people, and also I'm sure their stream was interesting. Ludwig stealing a fry is peak fat guy move. Yeah, I know that. And I'm sure that they were actually super interesting. I think you're wrong. Shark attack?
What is happening? Okay. Oh my god.
Oh my god, it's not real. Oh my fucking god, dude. Oh my fucking god, dude. That's not funny.
Is everyone okay?
That's crazy.
What is happening? Okay.
Dude, come on. You see this? Why would you expect it to not be like...
Oh my god.
Bro, imagine trying to shuffle your way to sit down against that wall. Would you ever do an open source streaming platform where you could keep your revenue with no ads? No, I would not. I would not do that. Because, hey, guess what? I think it's a lot better that I get to fucking stream to a much larger audience this way. Okay? So no, I would not like to fucking build my own platform, take all of that extra risk, and also limit my own fucking growth and reach for literally no reason. Same fake laugh.
Miss Kip.
Yeah, people that do that, like Nazis do that. And they do that because they can't be on any other platform. Like, I'm not interested in that.
Miss Kip just...
have a porn studio here?
Oh my god.
A lot of nude people. You don't want to see it.
We do want to see it.
Oh, they both did the fake back.
You don't want to see it.
We do want to see it.
A lot of nude people. You don't want to see it.
Oh my god.
They're the same person.
A lot of nude people. You don't want to see it.
We do want to see it. I would look at the porn place.
Dude, this is so good, it's almost traumatizing.
So you make capitalism works, huh? Omega lol. Dude. How do people not comprehend that the reason why people want me to do that is because they want me to avoid the ethical complications of like Amazon? Whereas like having my own website would create a litany of issues. And no matter what happens, ultimately I would still have to utilize Amazon Web Services, or I guess the more ethical website of like Microsoft. Like, it is incredibly difficult, if not completely impossible, to avoid using unethical services under a global capitalist system. Okay? Can't come back from that one. Like, it's just like, look at fucking Mixer. Like, they couldn't even do their own. They couldn't even do their own, and they don't give a shit about the ethics of the situation. Keep coping about your greed. You can create your own Amazon Web Services. Didn't you choose to be in your Twitch contract? Yeah, just like you chose to fucking work at McDonald's, right? You should have chosen to work at Goldman Sachs instead, idiot. Like, what's the alternative? Like, I work for I work for a different company. Like, okay. I can't believe Hasan is being so unethical by working for Amazon. Instead, he should be working for what? Like an Amazon distribution facility? Should I go work for YouTube? Get a real job? Okay. Do you not think that Amazon people that work at Amazon distribution facilities are not working real jobs? They're working real jobs, but they still work for Amazon. Yeah. They literally work at a real job. What you consider a real job is backbreaking labor. Right? Because, like, it can't be a real job if you're in entertainment. Because jobs are supposed to be soul-crushing and horrible. Should I go work in a coal mine? Do you think that's an ethical alternative? Sorry that I don't hate my own job, chatter. Anyway. Most of these idiots who say this want you to be as miserable as them working 9-to-5 jobs they hate every day. No, I know that. I understand it. I should get one of these real jobs where, you know, you can sit behind a desk and sneak in watching my stream. Feel me? That's like, I think that's the more realistic thing to do. Or a more real job thing to do. Anyway, all right. I'm tired as fuck, boys. I've done only 6 hours and 30 minutes today, and I feel bad about it. But I'm going to hit that last ad break here. And I'm done for the day. I will hopefully go to sleep at a reasonable hour tonight because I am really tired. And then that way I'll be able to work out tomorrow. I'll be able to work out tomorrow and you know, wake up at a reasonable time, have a better stream for you guys. I feel bad that this wasn't, you know, this was a fun stream. I enjoyed it, but what? One more. Is it okay, buddy? We'll look at actually good, dude. Fuck. Okay, I'll look at like one more meme from HasanAbi paused. HasanAbi unpaused. Good job, Comrade Lamb. That was fucking good, dude. Okay, we'll look at a couple. We'll look at a couple. Dodgeball Kings. I already retweeted this. It's fucking sick though. I hate that my head looks so tiny, but what are you gonna do? Hasan emotional roller coaster. Hasan when a chatter ruins the ad segue. Hasan when he delivers a filthy ad segue. Fucking true. New shifting era. I gotta focus. I'm shifting in the Hogwarts mode. Dude, I'm addicted to OKBUDDY. Okay, we're done. We're done. My OKBUDDY meme. I went to Seattle for this. What 6 months of Hasan does to a motherfucker Lenin statue in Seattle? Nice. All right. I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow. Remember on Wednesday, we got another thing going on here. I'll raid Misgift. He's a small streamer. He needs it. They're still a Universal. Feel bad that I didn't do this earlier when fucking Austin was streaming, but I thought he'd be streaming at this point. Love you guys. I see you tomorrow. All right, bye.